A very good morning to my dear students. Once again, welcome back to 8th grade English class. In the last class, we were actually going with present participle and uh, different or some uses of present participle and 2 plus infinitive forms. So these were the things which we discussed in the last class, and we had also done many exercise based on present participles and 2 plus infinitive forms. And when we learned present participle in the last class, we had also discussed about the finite verbs and non-finite verbs, and apart from finite verbs and non-finite verbs, we had also discussed about infinitive verbs. Okay, so these were actually the things which we discussed in the last class, and I hope that you are now familiar with all those topics which we covered so far. And in the last class, actually, you had as I said right now, you had certain exercises based on the forms of present participle and 2 plus infinitive. Now we are actually going to discuss the remaining portions or remaining exercise portions which are yet to complete in the same chapter. Okay, now all of you please take page number 123. Here we are going with exercise number E. Okay, so I'm going to read the question. Please do listen. Complete the paragraph below using suitable phrases from this box. So in the given box, we will have given 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 phrases. See, if you look at these 6 phrases, yeah, you could easily find that these are all forms of 2 plus infinitive. Okay, so we had already discussed in the last class that if we add 2 before the root form or before the base form of a verb, we get the infinitive form of the verb. So that is 2 plus infinitive. So here if you look at the words or phrases given in the box, like to press, to solve, to assist, to perform, to tell, to peck, you could easily find that all these phrases are written in 2 plus infinitive form. So now, and we will have also given a passage, and what is our task is to complete the passage selecting the suitable phrases from the given box. Now here I'm going to read the passage, so please do listen. Are animals intelligent? You probably know that some animals can be taught dash problems, particularly when they are given rewards. For example, rats have been taught dash a lever to get food. Pigeons have been taught dash at a disk for the same reason. Even an octopus has been taught dash the difference between a square and a rectangle. Some animals have even been trained dash people again dash everyday activities. In all these cases, it is clear that animals are using what we humans regard as intelligence. So here it is described about the programming that that took place in animals. So concludingly, in the passage, we could find that in all these cases, so all these are instances. So in all these cases, it is clear that animals are using what we humans regard as intelligent. So by analyzing these activities, these varying activities, one could easily find that animals also are using intelligence. Okay, now let us once again go through the paragraph to complete the paragraph using the appropriate phrase from the given box. Okay, now Again, I'm going to read the passage. Please do listen. Are animals intelligent? So, such a question is asked to us. And are animals intelligent? You probably know that some animals can be taught. What might be the suitable word there is to solve. You probably know that some animals can be taught to solve problems, particularly when they are given rewards. See, for example, if you are given a particular reward to your domestic animals like cats or dogs, they would have definitely solved different problems. Okay, so similarly, in that way, we can select the second phrase as a suitable phrase for the first space. Okay, you probably know that some animals can be taught to solve problems, particularly when they are given rewards. Then listen. For example, rats have been taught what might be the suitable word, dash a liver to get food. Yeah, cats have been trained in such a way that they clearly know that they actually wanted to press a liver in order to get food. So the suitable word would be what, to press. So for example, rats have been taught to press a lever to get food. Then pigeons have been taught in what way? Dash at a disc for the same reason. To peck. They are actually pecking. Okay, so in order to get food. Okay, so pigeons have been taught to peck at a disc for the same reason. And similarly, even an octopus. So here it is an image of an octopus. Even an octopus has been taught, what might be the suitable word there? To tell the difference between a square and a rectangle. Then some animals have even been trained to assist people to perform everyday activities. So the first one is to assist people in for what? To perform everyday activities, in order to perform their regular activities. So in that way, and in all these cases, it is clear that animals are using what we humans regard as intelligence. So while analyzing all these instances, one could easily find that they too have their own intelligence, because they used to behave so intelligently or so wisely or so cleverly in all these varying situations. Okay, so in that way you have to complete the paragraph using, so I have already mentioned the suitable words, so you have to complete the paragraph in your textbook using the suitable words I mentioned just now. Okay, you can write it in your textbook itself. Okay, no need to write all these things in your notebook, you can write it in your textbook itself. Okay, now we are actually moving to the next one. Here you will have a F question. Read the question. Here is a fun exercise. Answer the following puzzles using 2+ verb expressions. Try to answer the questions on your own before trying to match them with the answers in the box below. So here you will have given 10 questions, and it is said that it is better to come out with your own answers rather than depending on the answers given in the textbook itself. Okay, so read the first one. Why did the teacher invite the eye specialist to her class? Why? The suitable option from the box given below is actually the third one, C, to check her people. So look at the expression to check her people. So that is actually the usage of 2+ infinitive. So this puzzle is actually given in order to make you well versed in using the 2+ infinitive form. So all the answers are here given in the 2+ infinitive form. Look at to make, to check, to save, to play, to see, to learn, to see, to drive, to dampen. So in that way, so I have already mentioned the answer of the first one. So in that way you have to read the remaining 9 questions and find out the suitable answers from the box given below. And as it is said here, it is better to come out with your own answers rather than depending on the answers given on the same page. Okay, now we are actually moving to the next page. All of you please take page number 125. Here we are actually going with the next exercise. So let us enrich our word store. So these activities are here included only to enrich your vocabulary or enrich your word power. So here are given many words in brackets like cells, atoms, plants, meat, parts, extracts, technique, style, proteins, molecules. So if you want to complete the sentences in a genuine manner or in a suitable manner, you should have been at least aware of about all the meaning of all these words given in the bracket. So if try to be familiar with the words given in the bracket, and also try to be familiar with their meanings also. Then only your word power, vocabulary will be enriched. Okay, so now I am going to read the first question. Lab grown meat which is made by growing stem dash in a lab. So this is actually a procedure is given here. What is actually the procedure mentioned here? Lab grown meat which is made by growing stem. How lab grown meat is made? So it is made which is made by growing stem. What might be the suitable word there? Yeah, growing stem. It is not atoms, it is growing stem cells in a lab. So lab grown meat is actually made by growing stem cells in a lab. So cells would be the suitable word there. And look at the next example. Plant meat which will look, smell, taste and feel like, yeah, which would be the most suitable one? Yeah, meat. Okay, plant meat which will look, smell, taste and feel like, yeah, meat. It is almost it almost looks like meat, and it almost smells like meat, and it almost tastes like meat, and feels also like meat. Okay, so the meat would be the suitable word there. Then edible packaging where natural, we have two words here in bracket. Parts, extracts from plants and seeds are used to produce packaging that can be eaten. So which would be the suitable word here? Yeah, here extracts is actually the suitable word here. Okay, edible packaging where natural extracts from plants. Extracts means you all know, extracts, small passage or small things, or small portion. Okay, edible packaging where natural extracts from plants and seeds are used to produce packaging that can be eaten. Okay, then we have the next one. Egg white without egg which is made by using a fermentation. Is it style or technique? Yeah, you definitely know that it is technique. So egg white without egg. So how egg white is produced? How could it possible to produce egg white without egg? Yeah, that is actually the fermentation technique. Okay, egg white without egg which is made by using a fermentation technique. So technique would be the suitable word there. Then cow free cow milk which uses a yeast fermentation technique to mimic dash in cow's milk. Definitely it is not molecules, it is actually proteins. So we can also produce cow free milk without cows. Okay, so this cow free cow milk which uses a yeast fermentation technique to mimic dash in cow's milk. Yeah, to mimic proteins in cow's milk. So these are actually the suitable words. So anyway, you have to write down all those suitable words in the space provided there. Okay, you can write in your textbook itself. Okay, now we are actually coming with the next one, next set of exercise, B set. So here I am going to read the next set. Fill in the blanks in the following passage using the right words from this box. So we have spent, command, fly, served, retired, and horse. So here is also a passage given. NASA's record-breaking astronaut Peggy Whitson, 58-year-old, dash on 16th June 2018. Yeah, you all know that the suitable word will be retired on 16th June 2018, less than a year after returning from her last and longest space flight. So here it is spoken about her lengthiest career. Then she has more time off the planet than any other American. 665 days over 3 space station missions. So the suitable word here is spent. She has spent more time off the planet than any other American. Okay. Then she was the first woman, to dash the International Space Station. She was actually the first woman to command the International Space Station, holding the position twice, and the oldest woman ever to, which would be the word fly in, which would be the next one, fly, a woman ever to fly in space. Then she was also the only woman to have worked or served as a chief of NASA's male-dominated astronaut corps. Okay, corps means the wing. So till her time, it was actually the area of men. So then she made a revolutionary change, and she occupied the place which was till then considered as a male-dominated astronaut corps. Okay. Then fellow astronauts called her a space ninja. Only Russian men have spent more time in space. Gennady Padalka, then dash, which would be the suitable word, that holds the record with 879 days over 5 missions. Okay. Now we are actually going with the next exercise. So here I am going to read the question. Add only one letter to the highlighted words and answer these questions. Example, how does ice become a cereal? Answer by adding rice. Did you get the sense? How could we change ice into cereal? By adding r. See, if we put r before ice, we get rice. So in that way we can change ice to a cereal. Okay. Then next one, how does salt describe a state of matter? So salt is actually the state of selling, the word which we use to say that something is solved or something is solved out. So likewise, the task is actually, it should be converted to a state of matter. By adding which letter we could we would be able to change it into a state of matter? If you put I there, if you put I in between if you put I in between L and D, we can change the word as solid. Solid is actually a state of matter. Okay. Then next, take the next one. How does black become a color? So black is actually a position, and how we can change it into a color? By simply putting L in between B and A. Then we get the word as black. Then how does moth become a period of time? You all know, by simply inserting N in between O and T. Then we have the word as month. Then how does spout become a bud? You definitely know, by adding R in between P and O. Then we get the word as sprout. Okay. Then how does panting become sowing? By inserting L in between P and A. Then we get the word as planting. Okay, so planting is almost like a sowing, the process of sowing something, sowing seeds or something like that. Okay, this is actually the idea conveyed here, so you have to write down like this in your textbook. Then we will have a reading session. So this session is purely based on the skipped chapter. Okay, so in this particular unit we had skipped one chapter, and this question is entirely from that skipped chapter. So this question also you can avoid. Okay, now we are actually going with the next exercise. Let us write on page number 126. So here is actually the creative discourse notice is given here. So this is actually is of paramount importance. Notice is actually a creative discourse which is included in your examination. So you have to handle this topic with seriousness. Okay, now here I am going to read the area. A notice is a formal document that gives information about something. A notice is usually meant for a specific group of people and is displayed in a public place, on your school notice board. So a notice is actually a message which we used in order to convey a particular message to a certain people or to a specific group of people. Okay, and it is usually seen on government offices or in schools or something like that. So there should be actually a format for writing or preparing a notice. And now let us check what is actually the format for writing notice. And before going to check the format for writing the notice, you have to be aware about the content, the points you have to mention in a notice. So there are 5 contents are there. You have to include all these 5 contents in your notice. The first one is the name of the school putting out the notice. So if this notice is supposed to publish in a school campus, you have to mention the name of the school. If it is to be published in a government office or something like that, you have to mention the name of the government office, like. Okay, so the first thing you have to do is the name of the school putting out the notice. Then we should have the date. The date means in which date the notice is being placed or the notice is being published. Then we have a heading. We should say that what is actually the thing which is conveyed through this notice. See, for example, if it is actually a notice relating with the sports day celebration, you have to mention that there should be a heading. And in that way you have to mention that sports day celebration or arts day celebration. So in that way you have to mention the heading. Then there should be a body part, and this body part should be focusing on giving a short and precise idea about the meeting. It should be very precise, maximum within 1, 2 or 4 sentences. Okay, then we should include a title, the title of the person authorized to put out the notice. Now on page number 127 you have given an example of a notice. Now let us check this given notice bears all those points which are meant to be included in a notice. So what is actually the first point should be included in a notice? There should be the name of the school putting out the notice. So here it is clearly written at the top, the name of the school putting out the notice. So the first point is here. Then you have to also you have to write down the heading notice. It should be in caps lock. Okay, then this next point is actually the date. So if you look at the notice, you can find that 12th November 2020. Okay, now then the third point is actually a heading. So the heading means the heading should be conversing about the gist of the notice, what actually this notice is all about. So here look at the title, Dance with Us. Okay, so by looking at the title itself, we can easily identify that this is actually something related with arts, or this is actually something related with a dance club or the program of a dance club or something like that. So in that way, the title should be at least conversing with you. Okay, so the title is also here. Then we should have body. So now let us read the body part. The dance club of our school is organizing a workshop, Dance for Beginners. This is actually about a meeting, yeah, especially convened or especially conducted for those who are actually beginners. Okay, the workshop will be conducted by the renowned dancer and actor Shobhan. So here also one additional information is given there. We invite interested students to sign up for a workshop at the school office today, and it is said that if you are interested, you can sign in, or you can register for the meeting. So in that way, yeah, three sentences are given here, and using these three sentences, the authority has conveyed an idea about the notice or about the program. So this is actually so in this way the body should be written. It should be at least it should be precise, and it should be informative, and it should be conversing to the audience. Okay, then you have to write down the title of the person authorized to put out the notice. So here it is actually the head girl. So head girl means the leader of the dance club. Okay, so the name of the authority, that means Sharin Jamal. Then her designation, head girl. Okay, so apart from that, you can also find some informations here. So you can also write down the venue, date, time, resource person, contact, etc. And all these things, if you are interested, or you all these things could be included in the body itself. Okay, so see, for example, if you look at the example, the dance club of our school is organizing a workshop, Dance for Beginners, at school auditorium on Sunday 15th November 2020 at 9 a.m. So in that way, all those information which are given after the body can be written together or can be included in the body itself. So if you are interested, you can include it in the body itself, or otherwise you can write down as it is given in the textbook itself. So anyway, all this information should be on the body part. Okay, venue means in where the meeting is going to happen, on what day, or on which day, and at what time. Then the resource person and contact. See for example, resource person. See for example, who would be the resource person. So that resource person, that point should be changing depending on the nature of the notice. So if here it is actually about a dance club, so the resource person is like Miss Shobana or something like that. Okay, if it is actually a paper presentation or something like that, you can use such kind of resource person. And contact, see for example, if you are those who are interested to participate need to contact for registration process. So for that purpose, you have to give the name of a contact person, means the name of an authority. Okay, and remember that you can also mention all these things, all this information in the body itself, like what I said, like the dance club of our school is organizing a workshop, Dance for Beginners, at school auditorium on Sunday 15th November at 9 a.m. So in that way, all this information, if you are interested, you can attach all this information in the body itself. Okay, so anyway, this is actually the format for writing a notice. So anyway, you have to be aware about it. So so you have to write the heading notice writing in your notebook, and you have to note down all these points, the points which should be included in a notice. Okay, so and you can also write down this if interested, you can also write down this as an example in your notebook. And now we have a question. So here is actually a question regarding regarding a notice writing is given here. So read the question. As the president of the science club of your school, prepare a notice for a talk by Vandana Singh, a well-known Indian science fiction writer. Think of a title for the talk, date, time, venue, and details of registration. So you will have here, you will have given an example for writing a notice, and now you know perfectly in what way a notice should be written. So based on these previous knowledge, you have to prepare a notice and you have to write it in your notebook, and the question is given here. Okay, now look at the last exercise, writing a short science fiction story. Here I am going to read the question. Please do listen. Do you think it's difficult to make up a science fiction story? It isn't as difficult as you think it is. Let us try writing one now. Here are a few questions and suggestions that will help you develop such a story. Answer these questions as creatively as you can. So, here it is said that it is not that much difficult to write a science fiction story as we think it is. So here are given some sets of clues or questions, and based on these questions or trying to answer these questions, that will definitely make us to complete a or to write a science fiction story. So what you have to do is, here are a few questions and suggestions that will definitely help you to develop a science fiction. So go through these questions and try to solve these questions. That means try to come out with your own answers, your own creative answers. Then you will definitely be able to write a science fiction as your own at the end. Okay, so this is very interesting, so try it by yourself. So please go through the 7 questions given here and try to answer it, and in that way try to complete or try to make a science fiction story. Okay, so this is all about the exercise portions. So this is all about today. I hope that you understood everything which we discussed today. Actually we don't discuss anything new, but we just touched all those exercises given in the same chapter. Anyway, I think you have an idea about all these things. Anyway, I hope that you got an idea about notice writing. So anyway, you have to write down these questions and its possible answer in your notebook, and after that you have to send it to me, the note of notice writing, and also the things which I asked to write in the textbook. Okay, anyway, I think this is the time to wind up. Thank you and have a nice day.